Okay, we're gonna have some fun. Design a sci-fi medical scanner. We're gonna be inspiring ourselves by a design from Edon Gurazio, but we're gonna bring it in different spin. Okay, so let's actually, this could be a little bit wider. There we go. Let's curve these. Let me see that. It's not too bad. I think it's gonna be all right. Boom, right? Then we're going to slice it here with Shift A, quite flat, C left, right, and nuke this. Let me see that, that's good. So let's mirror this to the other side. And then we're going to, slice this one in the front. So let's grab, actually, you know what, this could be straight, like this. Also maybe going a little bit flat, so Shift A, going like that, going down, C left, right, and nuke this. And then simply mirror to the other side, F to the left, boom, right? QQ, and then we have our shape. So this needs to be beveled. Maybe a smaller bevel like this. Let me see that. That's interesting. Now here what I would like to do is I would like to run a larger bevel. Like this, and then a bevel here around and chordal. So it's going to go around, right? And then we're going to mirror this to the other side, Q, and boom. How are we looking? We're looking pretty peachy. We're looking pretty peachy. So now let's actually cut this from the top here. So this needs to be a tip, right? So I would actually follow this at the same angle. So I would follow it like this, shift here, tab to create this guideline. And I would, create something like this here would be interesting. Maybe even at an angle. Hang on, let's do this. At an angle, going down, and then we're gonna mirror this, okay? So C left, right, and cut this, and we're going to select this one and mirror it to the bottom. So F, and then mirror this one, Alt X, F. This one didn't work the way I want it. One more time, 4 Alt X, F. There we go, that's what I wanted. QQ, perfect. So now this one could be cut in, so I think it would be interesting. So let's just go to the top view, Alt Z and Control E so you can see the edges. And we're going to cut it like this. So just cut it like this. Just cut it here. So C, left, right. Okay, then X, you see that? Yeah, it looks pretty good. And then we can bevel this. And then we can bevel this one. Whoops, come on. Okay, and then mirror this across. How we're looking? We're looking pretty good. Okay, so now let's bevel this edge here. So Control E and Alt Z, right? And then select these two here. Press B and bevel. And the same here. B and bevel. We're beveling two of them at the same time, yeah? And we're gonna mirror to the bottom, so don't worry about the bottom. And we also want to mirror this, right? So mirror this, and we're going to bevel this, right? Chordal. Okay. Awesome. And we're gonna bevel this one as well. So bevel this and click here to create the same width. And we're going to mirror this F to the bottom like this, QQ, peachy, right? Control E, how we looking? We're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good. Now here on the top, we're gonna create like a funny cut. Press B for new body. Click on this one, Q, and there we go. That's what I wanted, and we're going to bevel this. Cool. That's nice. Alright. Now, here in the front, we need a cutout, so let's go deep like this. And in fact, let's just draw it from the middle. So C. And then cut it. So S. Let's just make it more narrow. So SX. C, left, right. Wait, and just nuke this. There we go. We probably should nuke this one as well, but that's actually an interesting accident. I like that. So let's keep this. So let's bevel these. What we could do is just simply run the pipe here, but I just can't be bothered. You know what? I'm just gonna go with a fucking bevel because I'm lazy. Bevel will do. Fuck it. So that's that for now. Cool. Now here, the handle, we will need some kind of like a, you know, a division, right? So we could divide it into two parts. So let's Shift A, and I'm going to create a kind of a cutout here, like this deep one. I'm gonna mirror this later. And then let's bevel all these. And C, left, right. And let's just bevel this. And I want the same size as this one. Okay. And then we're gonna bevel this one, which is, hang on. Yeah, this one here. Same bevel, right? Boom. So like really thin panels, okay? And then here on the top, we could have some kind of like a button. So let's do that. And let's make this wider for fun. And then let's bevel this. And we're going to imprint it. Control E and Alt Z. And then we're going to grab this. Let's bring this down. So here I'm thinking a chamfer. And then bevels. Chordal. Then we can repeat the bevel on this. There we go. And I'm going to pop a button here. But do I want it to be the same shape? Maybe. Shift D, Shift F, thicken. But I'm going to actually make it less elevated, like this. There we go. And then bevel this one. Then here in the back, you know, we need to do something interesting, right? So let's just offset this and pop this in. And we're going to chamfer this one. And bevel it. That's cool. And we're going to run a clip here. So maybe just a regular cut like this. How this would look. Bring it deeper. And bring these deeper. There we go. And then bevel these here. Whoops, this one too. chordal. And then we need the bevel here, right? Wait. We need to mirror this. Yep. So 4, Alt X, mirror F. I mean, sorry, Q. And then we need to bevel this one. Oh, this one doesn't want to get beveled. Oh, that's a problem here. See that? Interesting. So let's nuke this bevel. Okay. Same problem in the bottom. Okay. Chordal. That's better. Okay, cool. And yeah, now we can't. Actually, we can mirror this. Hang on a second. Alt X, F. Just mirror this to the top. QQ. There we go. It's an inner part, so it's fine. And then we're gonna create a few, few cuts in here just for fun. So let's run a cut here. And that's cool. We're going to run a cut here as well. Let's cut this one. Chordal. Okay, that's good. This one is to be also beveled. Chordal will not work here. Interesting. Oh, what's that? This one, this one, this one, and this one. Okay, small bevel here. There we go. And now here we can have some kind of like a pad or something. Shift D and thicken this. Let me just scale this. Or in fact, we could cut this. Let's nuke these bevels and bring it in. We could actually align this here. There we go. And repeat this bevel. Alt E, Alt Z. There we go. Repeat the bevel here. And this should be probably smaller. And also narrower. And I wonder if this is not too deep. There we go. Perfect. And let's just create a bevel here. Bevel here. Okay. Now let's cut this from this side here like this. C left, right. And nuke this. And we're gonna have to combine it here, right? So chordal, okay. And let's just create a connection here. Whoops. B for new body. Bring it in, right? Cool. And we're going to mirror this. And mirror this one. Okay. Nice. And then we're gonna cut this. So Shift A, Alt Z so you can see through. Okay. And then we're gonna bevel these. C left, right, and nuke that, right? Mirror, how are we looking? We're looking pretty good. Just a brief announcement, if you would like to learn more about plasticity and you would like to really master the software, grab our course, The Ultimate Guide to Plasticity, in which we're gonna model this amazing ship, including the interior. This course covers literally everything, all the tools, surfacing techniques, booleans, design process, everything, including rendering, detailing, texturing, all the shebang. So grab the course, the link is in the video description. It's blenderbros.com/plasticity. The course is called The Ultimate Guide to Plasticity. I'll grab this surface here, Shift D this, move it in here, right? And let's just isolate it. And I would cut this with curves like this. C left, right, nuke it, and then cut this one. C left, right. Okay. And we're gonna use this one here in the middle. So 4 and GX. Snap it to the middle here. You have to also cut it from the top. C right, left. There we go. Then let's thicken this. So come on. Shift F and thicken. And let's move it in. So GY. There we go. And here, hang on. Let me just isolate it one more time. I want to grab these. In fact, what we could do, just cut it. So like this. C left, right, and nuke it. And then grab these two and extrude them. So EF and extrude them like this. Boom, right? And then bring them in here and just, you know, bevel this. Okay. Have a look at. Looking pretty good. I think these are a bit too wide. So we could bring them a little bit in. Let me see that. Yeah, it's better. There we go. And then we're gonna have this wider. Cool. And we need, well, these should be beveled. Hang on, this needs to go. Alt click here and nuke this. Alt click here. Nuke this. This needs to be beveled. There we go. And then beveled on top of this, right? Cordal. Nice. And we need to bevel this one, obviously. Come on. There we go. And then we're gonna create these, you know, connectors. So cylinder, and let's just drive it through. B for new body. Whoa, that's a bit large. Okay, 4 and G and Z, drive it in. So 3, make it a bit smaller, and 4, move it somewhere here, and then, you know, array this, Shift D, GG, there we go, 4, Q, and then mirror to both, whoa, to both sides. So let me see that. That's good. And then Alt X F. There we go. Right. And in the middle, we're gonna have something different. So kind of like a different sensor here. Right? Let's just bevel this. And we're going to imprint it. Let's actually Shift D this, Shift F, and thicken. And let's just scale it down. Grab this face and move it through. There we go. And then bring it in like this. Perfect. And then chamfer this or bevel this. And create something like this. So let's go back. Are we looking? Yeah, it's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I'm not sure about this sandwiching in here. That kind of pisses me off. Maybe this is not the best idea. Maybe we should actually remove this and go with this. I think this is better. I think this is better. What we could have here is screws, you know. Because here this sandwiching of design didn't really look good. So we're gonna break it with screws here. So, you know, grab a screw here and drive it through. And then B for new body. Bring it in here. And then, you know, maybe a bit more. And then we're gonna go with 4 and cut it, and T and G, Z, whoops, G and V, come on, G, V, there we go, Z, drop it down. There we go, and they're gonna be, you know, screws opening here, and we can mirror this to the other side, right? Yeah, that looks much better. Right, so here let's grab a curve. Alt Z that, Control E, Alt Z, there we go. All right, so let's Shift Q, and we're going to project it onto this. And now what I'm gonna do, oh, I can't do it because this is gonna only work with planar. But you know what, we can always convert it to a pipe, it's okay. I wanted to run the new command, which is called slot, but we can do on something else. So here, just, you know, round it up, right? And we could just array this, so array this here. And what we can do is cut them. So 4, Q, and just cut them. Right, and then select all that. And bevel this. Whoa. Cool. We're looking good. Now, what I would like to do is kind of add a button-like thing in here. So, you know, B, there you go. Scale this, G, Y. This is not symmetrical either, what the fuck. 4, Alt X, mirror, there we go, Q. And this one, Alt X, mirror, Q, there we go. And this is gonna be a button, so let's do it the other way around. Maybe something like this here, okay, G, Z, pop it in. And we can combine it, so together, right? And run a bevel here. How we looking? Yeah, there we go. That's better. Cool. And then we're gonna have some screws in here, right? So maybe 2 screws in here, or 1 here, and 2 here, something like that. So we could have a screw here. Small one. B, GX or GZ. And then it's too deep. 4 and Q and cut it, and then we can mirror this. Right, and then mirror across. What the hell is this? Whoa. Right. Then mirror across. Peachy, so the screws. And I think maybe 2 is enough. I mean, it's a high-tech object. We don't need too many screws, right? Do you know what I mean? We could have a name here. It's going to be really nice, right? We could have some cuts here and there. Like, for example, we have some notches in here. So we could have a notch in here, for example, B. And let's just grab this edge here, G and Z. And then cut it. So 4, G, Z. And then 4Q and cut it, right? And it's going to be a notch. Boom, right? And it's going to be only on the top. And mirror, Alt X. How we looking? Well, we're looking pretty good. We could have some really cool cut in here in the front, you know. I think it's going to look pretty cool. So let's just follow this here. Down like this. This is not straight. There we go. Maybe somewhere here, going up. And combining here, a bit higher. This could be interesting. So, bevel these, or separately actually. Yeah, we're gonna bevel them separately. This one, and this one, this one, and this one. You want to bevel them separately because they're separate angles, right? Different angles, so. Shift Q and imprint, and let's see that. 3 and pop it in. Let's just run a chamfer here. Let me see that. Yeah, it's alright actually. And this could be on both sides, so F and here and on the other side. Let me see that. Nice. Could also have some cut here in the middle. I wonder. Here. Just bringing the shape to the front, so let's just run a cut here like this. B and GX, GZ, sorry. Maybe even something like this here. This could be interesting. Hang on. Let's just bring it closer. Let's just rotate this. So RZ and RY. Something like this. And then bevel this. And yeah, bring it definitely closer here. Hang on, let's bevel this one, this one, this one, and this one, right? And then just attach it. So Q and QQ, and then bevel this. Cordal. Okay, yeah, that's nice. It's gonna break this silhouette and re-emphasize the front. I like that. Cool. If we didn't have this thing on the top, hang on. This might actually look better. So where is this cutter? One more time. Sphere. B. Scale this. And then squash this. Boom, right? And then 4. Did it work? How are we looking? Yeah, that's much better. It's much more high-tech, you know what I mean? Yeah. Nice. Okay, that's cool. Well, there you go. That's a scanner in Plasticity. If you would like to learn a bit more about this software, then watch this video next. I'm gonna show you some 10 amazing tips. Gonna boost your modeling in Plasticity. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.